Hi friends, we're back with another video. Today's video is all about my everyday makeup routine that I've been doing in fall. It's very much bronzy, blush. I'm glowing from the inside out, but it's starting to change with the weather. It's starting to get a little bit cooler, so you're gonna have the nice blush across the face. But this is something that I do super quick and easy every day, and it's perfect specifically for the fall weather. If you're new here, my name's Beatrice. I do a lot of fashion, lifestyle, and beauty content here on YouTube and all over social media, so be sure to follow me in those places and be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, but let's get started. So first, I gotta pull all this hair back because we cannot have it in the way. I've already prepped my face with my skincare products, but I'll share those with you here. So the first, when I wash my face, I've been using this Beauty Project Keep It Clean Hydrating Gel Cleanser. This has been really good for not only cleansing my face, but also taking makeup off. I found it very difficult to find a cleanser that takes my makeup off and also cleans my face, but this one's done a really great job. And it's infused with ceramides and amino acids and collagen, which for my skin helps keep the skin barrier. So especially when the weather gets a little bit cooler, my skin's not breaking down, it doesn't get overly dry and itchy. This I've been loving a lot. After that, I've been using I'm gonna butcher half these names, the Innisfree Green Tea Seed Hyaluronic Cream. This has been so freaking good. I don't even know what they put in this besides the hyaluronic. I guess that's similar to the cleanser. I think my skin does well with hyaluronic. This stuff is so moisturizing, but not greasy. That's the biggest thing with my creams that I really love. Sometimes you get moisturizing and it leaves your face oily and then you start to break out in the T-zone area. This cream, I've already used half of it. This cream is the perfect combination of super moisturizing and hydrating without leaving my face oily whatsoever. Love this stuff. So I use that, and then when I have tiny little breakouts, this has gone through the ringer, but this is the Skin Iceland Solutions for Stressed Skin. This is an anti-blemish gel with willow bark. This stuff will get rid of my pimples overnight. I don't know why it's so good or what they did to it. This stuff is freaking amazing. I will purchase this 100 times over because it's that good. That's all the real skincare prep that I've done so far. But next, to get into the bronze and underglow, we're gonna start out with a primer. And I have a couple that I really have been enjoying. I first have this Say Glow Star Glow. It's a glowy super gel. I have one that's a bronzer. I can't find it. But the Star Glow I also really like. So since I can't find the Say Beauty bronzer underglow, I have this Beauty Project, like the face wash. It's a face glaze bronzer, and this just adds a warm bronze glow and also hydrates the skin. So we're gonna combine these two because I can't find the bronzer one of this. I've used this many times with moisturizer and just on its own. It does an amazing job of giving yourself this underneath bronzy glow, especially now that it's starting to get cooler. Right now in LA it's still hot, but when it gets cooler at night, I start to get a little bit paler with the weather since I'm not outside as much. So this helps me keep more fullness and more life in my face. And then for a primer, since it's still sunny outside, I've been using the Pearly Blue Lotus Balancing Moisturizer, and this prep skin for makeup, but it also has SPF in it, I believe. Does this one have SPF in it? I don't think this has SPF in it. I have been using I've used almost this entire bottle. There's maybe a few drops left, thinking that this had SPF in it, but it does not. They have another one that has SPF in it, because I swear it did. Anyways, you should use SPF. I should use SPF. I'm not really sure. I have some other SPF things in my bathroom. Maybe I should go get that. Anyways, use SPF and then like a bronzy glowy thing. Let me go find the SPF really quick. We're back. I found SPF. I have also used this a lot. I've just been trying to rotate different products. So this is the Hello Sunshine Invisible Hydrating Serum Sunscreen, and it's broad spectrum 50 SPF. So when I was using this, I was getting lots of protection. So we're gonna combine this with the Glaze Bronze and the Star Glow just to give myself a nice base. That is so funny. I really thought I was using SPF this whole time. That's actually not funny. I've been getting more freckles, so I should definitely be using SPF sunscreen. We're just gonna mix all this together. A nice base for the makeup. So I just recently moved and I got rid of a lot of stuff. I used to have a handheld mirror, but I got rid of it thinking I wasn't gonna need it, but it will be really handy right about now because I have this mirror, which is like a full standing mirror, and then I see myself in my little viewfinder in my camera, but obviously if I look crazy, the picture is so small. So we're just gonna have to make do. So now I have a nice glowy base. We're gonna let this sit for a little bit so that the makeup and the primer and all that stuff meld rather than smearing on top of each other. So I like to start out with liquid bronzer. You're gonna see a lot of Say Beauty in this routine, but it's because their stuff is so great. I love it so much. So I have the bronzer, the Dew Bronze in the shade Swim. And I'm just gonna put this like around my cheekbones and around my forehead and bring it down a little bit. This is very pigmented. I usually just do a dot here, and a little bit around my forehead. I've been using this like buffing brush that they have. It's really cute, super soft. Really get it into your hairline so it looks very natural. As you can tell, it just gives you this really beautiful glow. And then we're not doing an eyeshadow look today, but I also like to put the same Dew blush on my eyelids. It just brings the whole look together to have the matching bronzer on your eyelid and around your face. Do a little bit on both, and I use the same brush and just blend it all over my eyelid. It also makes it a lot easier to do your makeup, especially if you're in a rush and you're headed to work or something, you just want something quick. Using the same products for different parts of your face makes things go a lot faster rather than whipping out a whole eyeshadow palette. If you got time, hey, do you. Let me make sure this looks good. Did I get it down there? Nice and bronzy. Then I like to go in next with Say Beauty's Dew Blush in the shade Rosy. This is just obviously a super rosy but beautiful pink shade that's still pink that goes really well with my skin tone, but it's also deep enough that it like gives me a nice blush type of blush. And I like to put this one dot. If you guys know anything about Rare Beauty's blush and how pigmented this is very similar, not quite as pigmented, which is nice because it makes it easier to blend, but you don't need a lot. So I like to do a dot each on the top of my cheeks and then one on my nose. And then when I'm placing this, I like to pull it up like around up my cheek. I think that makes you look more snatched. If you want a more full rounded look, do it like on the top, the apples of your cheeks. I pull it up and then I bring it underneath my eyes and then across my nose. So it's this nice full blush. But this stuff melds really well with your skin too. And don't worry too much if you feel like you got a little bit too much product because we're gonna still layer concealer and some other things on top so it'll all really meld together. So as you can see, it's just a really pretty blushy kind of glowy look so far. So after that, another Say Beauty blush brush. After that, I think this is the last Say Beauty product. Obviously I'm obsessed with them. I'm gonna go in with their concealer. It's the Slip Tint Concealer in the shade 11. And I just like to put a dot on the inner corners of my eyes. Sometimes I also like to do it on the outer corners, but I do crease there a lot, so it depends on how fancy I'm getting. Today, not super fancy, so we're gonna leave that out. And then instead of foundation, I like to do a few dots on my cheeks, sometimes on the corner, and then anywhere else where I have a pimple. I have a tiny one that I popped up here, so I'll do a little dot up there. And then I gotta look in the mirror to see if there's anywhere else I need it. And then sometimes on my chin, but a lot of times this is enough to bring around. So the trick that I learned from TikTok is you need to let your concealer sit for a little bit so that it leaves more product on your face. If you go in right away and start blending stuff, a lot of the product just gets taken off and onto the brush or beauty blender. So I'm gonna let this sit and meld and we're gonna work on my eyebrows. So right now, I'm on the hunt for a good brow pencil or pen. My brows are usually pretty full. They just need a little bit of brushing, but I do like to fill it in a couple places. I haven't found one that I just really enjoy. So if you guys have any recommendations, I would love to hear them. But for holding my brows in place, I've been using this Lithe UHD Brow Sculpt in clear. This is the best thing I've ever used for my brows. Ever. It holds them, but I've found that a lot of brow gels that are, especially when they're clear, they leave a little bit of a cast, and then they're also crunchy. I know brow gel is literally supposed to hold your brows in place, but I hate feeling like I have makeup on my face. I would rather it feel a lot more natural. So far, I haven't found anything that holds them in place, but it's kind of smooth and it doesn't leave a weird residue on your brows. So I just take a little bit on the tip of the brush and you just literally brush your brows. And this does a really good job, especially if you put a little bit of pressure of just smoothing it down so it's against your face. So if you can tell, my brows are just slicked back, which I love. And then it has like a flat side to the brush, which you can sometimes use. But most of the time, my brows come out how I want them, so I don't have to use this too often. So that's brows. Only thing is, I'm not gonna do this right now, not because I want to finish the makeup routine, but the brush does get a little bit gunky, so I do have to wash it, or at least rinse off the product every time, so that doesn't build up and get gross. There's brows. If you have a lash curler, you can use it here. I haven't been using one. I saw a video that said it damages your eyelashes, so I'm trying to take a break. For mascara, I've been using the Il Makiage Black Card Lift and Curl Lengthening Mascara. It's been working really well. I've been using it for a while. It's coming to the end of its life, but like it says, I really just like it's a lengthening mascara. I like my lashes to look separated and long. And I've usually just been doing mascara on my top lashes. Sometimes I feel like if I do it on the bottom, it brings my eye down too far and I look kind of heavier. Not my face heavier, but it's too dark around the bottoms of my eyes, and I like my makeup looks to look lifted and bright and I'm awake. Okay, mascara on. And we've waited enough time for the concealer to really sit on my face, so we're gonna blend that out now. I just use a little beauty blender and then whatever setting spray I'm using. I just ran out of one I really like. This one's okay. I'm looking for a better one, but this is the Beauty Creations Coconut Mango Setting Spray. Just get this a little damp, and then we're just gonna blend underneath our eye and a little bit around our nose, and then all the other spots too. And I really like this concealer. It feels very lightweight. If you're looking for something a little heavier, I would either go in with a second layer, or I would find a more high coverage concealer. This one, I just need more so for brightening, which you can already tell brightened my face so much just from that little amount. And then we're gonna blend around my cheek and around my chin area, just for a little bit of extra coverage. I get a little veiny in my face. I guess that means I have good circulation, which, you know, doesn't feel like it because I'm always cold. So that's on there. And we're gonna wanna set it, but we have to wait. For some reason, if you go in with powder too soon after you blended your concealer, it like lifts, I guess. It just looks real creasy. It looks bad. It looks like you put powder on top of cream. It's not good. So we have to let this sit and dry for a little bit. But the powder I've been using is the True Complexion Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana. Just looks like this. Just looks like that. I want to get a pressed powder. I only have this loose powder. Loose powder has been working really well for me, so I'm not upset at it. But I've been using that with Little Puff. I think I got these on Amazon or on Temu or TikTok Shop. Somewhere I got a bag of a bunch of them for super cheap, but these have been really nice, especially when it has this corner, this triangle, so you can get in the creases very well. So after we let this sit for a little bit, I've learned that to help prevent the creasing, you need to look up while the entire time while you're setting them. You'll see in a minute after I let this dry for a couple seconds. Okay, so it's dried for a little bit. We're gonna go in with the powder. And one of the things that I really love about powder in general, before I say that, you need to dip it in here and then you need to tap the excess off onto your hand before you go in, otherwise it's gonna be too much product. And like I said before, you just wanna look up and dab in the areas that you want. So I do it across underneath, and then I go down a little bit around my nose, because I put some concealer there. And this is supposed to help with creasing, like your under eye creases. Then I just go back in, pick up the rest of the product that I had. In person, it just makes you look so much brighter, and it just like blurs everything. So if you can tell, this side, it just looks like a filter versus this side, you can still kind of see my under eye bag and a little bit of color. It's honestly incredible. One of the best things I've ever learned about makeup. I never used to use powder. I usually had pretty like combination to dry skin, but this has just been an insane like next level up to my makeup. You just have to make sure you let it dry, dab off the excess, and then look up the entire time that you're putting it on. Because I tend to get a lot of creasing underneath my eyes. I just have a lot of smile lines because, you know, I'm a happy person. I like to smile. So this helps a little bit, at least with pictures and in person on the day-to-day. It helps a little bit with the creasing, and it helps your makeup last a little longer, and then you get a beautiful, flawless finish. And I just like to pick up the excess, just not to waste any product. And then I also like to go in just a light coat to my forehead and to anywhere else that I put concealer. Just a nice little blur finish. I have noticed my face as I've gotten older, which is usually the opposite. My face has started to get a little bit more oily, especially in my T-zone area. So adding a little bit of powder has been really nice for just mattifying my face and picking up some of that excess oil. I really want to get a pressed powder. I think that would be a lot easier to take with me places, and it would just mattify everything. So if you guys have any recs on pressed powders that you really like, I would be more than happy to hear about them. Then I like to go in with powder bronzer. So I received this one as a gift from YSL. This video is not sponsored, but I received this post on my Instagram. It's the All Hours Hyper Bronzer bronzing powder, and it's literally so freaking beautiful. It has the YSL there. And then I just go in. This is very pigmented too, so I don't use too much. I go in with the Say Beauty bronzer one. I dap it, gotta dap off the excess. Using a bronze powder on top of the liquid one, it just takes your makeup to the next level. You look more finished, you look more polished, your product lasts longer, everything just blends better than if you were to just use one. And I also do this with blush as well. Same thing like with the concealer. If you use the liquid concealer, then you want to go on top and finish it off with the powder. Using both types of products really just elevates your makeup so much, and I've been obsessed with it because we covered up a little bit of this with the concealer, with all the other products that I use. Not that I've used that many, but so this is just like a nice finishing touch. I do a little bit on my nose, and I also like to bring just this bronzer around the sides of my face and down just to give myself a little bit more color, but not like a ton, just so my makeup blends well with my face or my neck. You probably can't even see it, it's so light, but that's how I really like this look. And once you get like in the hang of doing this routine, you can do it so fast. It's perfect for in the mornings. Then we're gonna go in with powder blush, and I've been using this one by Valentino, the Eye2 Cheek Dual Use Blush and Shadow in the shade 5. This one comes with a little brush, also super cute and embossed. Again, just a little dab. This one's also super pigmented, so you gotta dab some off. And I just do a little touch. I like to pull it up tops of my cheek and a little bit across my nose. I don't like to bring this one too much across because then I think it looks too summery, like too sunburned. So I like to blend this one out higher on my face. As you can tell, it's super pigmented, so you really have to blend this out. Like, it's good that it's pigmented because you can use less product and it'll last you longer, but if you put too much, you're literally blending for days. Already, I'm loving this very glowy, just like you're full of life type of look. So technically, we could be done here and just use a setting powder. You could also add eyeliner. I really love brown eyeliner for fall. This one I have from CoverGirl. It's just their liquid liner in shade 335. Brown liquid liner. I really like when they come in this pot with this type of brush. Makes it super easy. I don't think I want to do eyeliner today. The brown is a fantastic choice. I've also just learned from a makeup artist. I was at a photo shoot for a self-tanning company. It was like an e-com shoot for their website, and the makeup artist said that if you do brown eyeliner in in your waterline, it just looks super natural and makes your eye just pop. I've only done black in my waterline, so I thought that was really cool that she suggested brown. Another thing that I like to do is to add faux freckles. I have this one from Kimchi Chic. It's the Afternoon in the Flower Field. And my trick for faux freckles, let's see if I can get close enough so you guys can see me do this. Don't mind. Yeah, it's been through the ringer. It looks a little rough. So I like to take off a lot of excess product. And the key is to just do a few tiny dots. And then while it's still wet, you dab it so that it adds extra freckles. And this is what makes it look the most natural and not like you just have a bunch of dirt on your face. So then I go around the top of it just to get a little bit more product. We'll do the nose, just a few dots, and then you dab. And then same thing for this side. My freckles stand out a lot more on this side, so I don't have to put as many, which is nice. Just a nice little touch. You can use that same setting powder or setting spray that I used earlier for the Beauty Blender. Don't be afraid to layer it on. It's just gonna help your makeup stay. And then you could be done here. I think I'm gonna add a nice little lip. I don't have my lip products out here, so I'm gonna go get them, but then we'll be done. So I really don't wanna ruin this look because I think it turned out really well, but I have some lip combos. Again, I just moved, so all my makeup and stuff is still packed, but I did find some lip products. I have been using this Jason Wu lip liner in the shade Sill number 4, Dolled Up. So we're gonna use this. It's just a pretty pink, rich, full pink, and I'm just gonna outline. I'm gonna use this mirror. I usually would use a lipstick. Don't know where any of my lipsticks are, but I found these two YSL. They're like a combination between a lipstick and a lip gloss. It's like a shine gloss, I think is what it's called. I have this one, and it's this very pretty, like rich pink. And then I have this one. It's a little bit deeper red. Looking at it now, this is very fall, but I think this is so typical. We're gonna be adventurous. I'm gonna go in with the red, and then on top I'm gonna mix it with the pink. Wish me luck, because this could turn out terribly wrong. It goes on so smooth. I do highly recommend this product because it goes on way smoother than a lipstick. I think the combination of the lip gloss or whatever they put in there, fantastic. And this color actually looks really good, so I think we're gonna be fine. Ooh. This is pretty. I like this. I almost don't even want to ruin it with the other one. This one that I just used, the more rich red, is in the shade Rogue. I don't know, is that what they all say? Rogue Eleveris. I 100% butchered that, but this is very pretty. And it's so smooth. It feels like a lip gloss, but it's like a lipstick lip gloss. I know I've said that 5 times. We're actually gonna be adventurous and try and put this one on top, just in the center. Yeah, that'll meld really well. Why not? I'm gonna blend it out. I don't know if it really changed. It made it a little bit lighter. Anyways, we have a cute little lip now. A tip that I learned from old beauty YouTuber is to prevent lipstick on your teeth. You have to stick your finger in your mouth and rub around the edge of your lips like this. And that's supposed to basically get all the product off of where it would rub on your teeth. So make sure I don't have any on my teeth. The pink one that I just used is the YSL Love Shine Candy Glow in, I can't pronounce this. I'll link everything in the description. But this one is considered a lip balm and this one is considered a lipstick. Anyways, we are done. This is the super glowy, bronzy fall makeup look that I love to do every day, minus the lip, but the lip is super fun. I think it just is the perfect finishing touch. I'll be sure to link all my products in the description because I truly do love them, minus the ones that I said I was just using for today. Everything else I absolutely love. It is in my makeup bag. I do use it every day. This is just one of my favorite routines. It's the easiest one for me. I can do this in 10-15 minutes now that I've gotten the hang of it, and I just love how it's an elevated version of me. So if you guys are interested in any of the products, I'll have them linked, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe. It means the world to me, and I'll see you guys next time.